Hello everyone, today I want to share my Yoimiya build and team compositions with you in this short guide. As always, I start with the build, then go over team compositions and show some Abyss gameplay at the end.
Teamwork is strength. Things are about to get dicey. Quietly now. Fire hazard. Accident count.
Yoimiya uses a pretty standard DPS build, just the usual attack, a crit rate, crit damage, and in her case obviously pyro damage bonus. Energy recharge isn't a high priority, but you can build a little bit to make up for the Shimenawa set. And you want some elemental mastery. I think this is a little low, like around 200 is a nice sweet spot to aim for. As for talents, most of your damage will be normal attack, so it's your highest priority. After this, the elemental skill to further increase the normal attack damage, and the lowest priority is the burst skill. As for Constellations, most of them are just a personal damage increase for Yoimiya, except for Constellation 4, which decreases the elemental skill cooldown by 1.2 seconds whenever the elemental burst skill is triggered. This is obviously really good because the downtime on her pyro infusion is very long, so you usually need to make up for it by having good rotations in your team. Constellation 4 obviously makes her a lot more forgiving and I guess easier to play in that regard. As for weapon options, there's one clear winner here and it is Rust. It is the best 4-star weapon for Yoimiya and at refinement rank 5 it is even competitive with most 5-star weapons. It is quite accessible, but in case you don't have it, you can go for something like a Hamayumi, which is the craftable weapon from Inazuma. As for artifacts, we already covered substats earlier. As for main stats, it's very straightforward again. Attack percentage, pyro damage bonus, and crit rate or crit damage, whichever one balances your stats better. Likely crit damage since Yoimiya has Ascension stat crit rate. As for the set, there's only one really good option in my opinion, and it is the Shimenawa set to further increase your normal attack damage. And there's really no reason not to use it since you want to farm the emblem set anyway, so you will end up with the set. As for team compositions, Yoimiya is obviously a pyro main DPS, and as your healer, as always, I pick Bandage and just stick to him for simplicity's sake since most people prefer him, but in theory you can use anything. From here you can go like 4 different routes to build an effective team composition. The first one will be picking an Anemo character like Sucrose, Venti, Kazuha for example, and then in your last slot you can build a Meld team, a Vaporize team, or an Overload team. For example, Jingshou, Yelan for Vaporize, something like Rosaria for a Meld team, or something like Fischl or Beidou as a Overload team. And the last great option is the Overvape team, or I guess people like to call it National Team, with your usual Jingshou pick to apply all the Hydro in the world and use it as a basis to trigger elemental reactions with Yoimiya and any sub-DPS character, for example Fischl, who is especially good with Yoimiya at Constellation 6, because Yoimiya attacks really fast and is obviously great with coordinated attacks. And the last thing I want to mention is I tried this normal attack stacking build on Yoimiya with Yunjin's buff and Ayato's buff and have a little bit of vaporized damage from Ayato along the way. Honestly, you can do it, but it's not very impressive. The other teams here were miles ahead of this. And now for the showcase. Yoimiya is actually very easy to use. All you want to do is press your elemental skill to infuse Yoimiya's normal attacks with pyro and only attack while that is active. Once the downtime kicks in, you want to press your elemental burst skill and switch through your other characters and press all their skills and rotate back to Yoimiya, and hopefully the elemental skill is back up once you are there. And you want to use Yoimiya's elemental burst skill whenever you are about to switch off of her because it triggers extra pyro damage whenever you do any kind of damage with your other characters. So what I like to do is open the fight with the elemental burst skill, as I will do here once he gets up. Like so, and then I do all the skills on my other characters. And then I switch back to Yoimiya, press her elemental skill, infuse the normal attacks, and as you see, we are pretty much done here once the infusion is gone. Now it would be gone, and I'm pressing the elemental burst skill again and switch through all my characters, press elemental skills, burst skills, and everything. And once I'm back at Yoimiya, the elemental skill should be off cooldown and you can rinse and repeat. And for now, I'm gonna leave you with some Abyss gameplay and come back at the end.
Teamwork is strength. Here comes the catch. Quietly now. Here comes the fireworks. Stand clear. Absorption test. I'm going in. Busted. Things are about to get dicey. Swirl, Mark 2.
Alright, we made it to the end. Hopefully this gave you some inspiration for your own builds. Stay tuned for more videos. Until then, have fun and bye bye.